Hey, good evening, everybody. Let's see who is in here. I see Yunovika.
Here
I
are some
see Blink.
details.
Oh, Google, why the fuck you got wrong my damn introduction? Here's y'all. Let's see who's in here. Hey, Novika. Hey, Blink. Hey, Alana. Hey, Stina Lynn. I hope I said that right. Hey, Dante. Honestly, noon stream was was really deep, very beautiful, very funny, all in one. Like y'all already know what it is. Like it's just like because honestly, with all this craziness going on, Kanye being a complete and utter man child, like plus everything else going on with Italy and South Korea being on lockdown again, like stuff's getting crazy, crazy by the freaking minute. But yeah, though, even though it's very refreshing, like I'm live tonight to talk about something serious, and y'all already know the drill. Navika, Navika, Jess, if y'all in here, I'm putting the link in the chat. And if anybody else who wants to like talk about this topic are more than welcome to come up because I would like to hear your story about this as well. Well, hold on, y'all. Oh dang, I just noticed my banner wasn't here. Hang on, y'all. Give me a second. There we go. That's fixed. Hang on, y'all. For some reason my the link's not showing up here. I don't know why. There we go. I fixed it. Okay, let's try this again. Oh yeah, I did read about that Blink. So they're literally fighting for democracy and just wow, they're literally fighting terrorism over there. I'm just like, oh my gosh. All right. I see Novika and Khadijah are here. Let's get them on here. Yeah.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Okay, I see AE's coming in here too. Hey AE.
hey Trey, hey everybody.
I'm good. I hope everybody's really doing well tonight. Like normally Mondays are my like days off and I just like report reaction videos, but as Nuna said, July 20th is officially like this 3 years ago today we lost one of the best entertainers out there, the lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington. He was one of my favorites. And if y'all don't know this, like I'm a humongous ass fan of Linkin Park. Like I was in Linkin Park before K-pop, so but Linkin Park was like the
Mhm.
ultimate band that just like helped me through my like depression life in high school and everything else.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Linkin Park when I was in middle school. I really liked them.
Oh, Nuna's in the chat too. But yeah, though, how, this kind of like made me like want to touch base on like a serious topic. So before we like get into the nitty and the gritty, because this is your trigger warning, because we will be talking about mental health, depression, and let alone suicide. And if you guys do feel like that, if you guys do know somebody, or if you feel like you're about to, if you're not right in the head, or let alone if you're just like feeling like your mental health is just like work, is just like getting worse, I'm letting you know this now. You're not alone because I too, like, I'm still to this day struggling with depression. Like, even though like I made it this far in my life, I still like fight it every day. So giving credit where it's due, I did leave the number to the suicide hotline as well as the suicide prevention website in the description box. So everybody can get the help they need if you know somebody that is like going through depression or thoughts of suicide, let them know this number. Let them know the suicide prevention hotline. Okay, so mainly I wanted to come live tonight to discuss a mental health topic and depression. So I'm just gonna give you guys like, as much as I really didn't want to reminisce my past, like I want to come up with you guys like with my story and like how it like came full circle for me. Like as like so as you guys know that we did do the hey Jess, hey. So
Oh, she went out. Hey.
it's all right. But anyways though, as we did in Nuna's live stream about getting closure from bullying, like I opened up about two girls that set me up. They betrayed me. I thought they were my friends. They really just like did me dirty and so forth. I was so messed up during that time because I really put my trust and faith into those people. And it got to the point where I'm not gonna lie, I nearly took my life. And I was really in a depressive state. But that wasn't the only thing that happened. Like there was another situation that happened in my eighth grade year. Oh my,
It's okay, Trey.
It's okay, Cherry.
but the
If you need to
thing is,
cry, let it out.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like hard for me to like reminisce because that was a dark day for me. What really set me off? Like, what caused my depression to take effect? And I still face trauma to this day because during my eighth grade year, my stepfather was killed in front of me by
What?
like there was an arg. All I remembered everything that happened that night I was 14 all over again. I was awake during the whole time. I was awake the whole time. Like I once I heard the door forcibly open, like it only took the front door opening for me to just like immediately. I'm like, what's going on? It woke me up out of my sleep. I even heard the police trying. I even heard the police banging because mind you, my stepfather was in another room, and then and then my mom, who was mainly just trying to get him out of the room at the time. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay,
No, it's
TreQuan. Don't
okay.
Take your
apologize.
time.
It's
It's
okay.
Don't
okay.
apologize.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
okay.
we're here for you, TreQuan. I know it's really
Love you. I'm
difficult.
here for
Like
you.
I'm just like,
Yeah, we're all
what
here
the
for
hell?
you.
Because my heart just like really feels heavy. Like I've never like talked about this entire situation like for anyone, but I figured people have to know my story so they don't have to go through the same thing I did. So the thing was, when my mother yelled out that I heard my mother screaming like, "I have kids in another room," and two of the officers came to my room. The officers saw me awake. Like they knew I was the only one awake, and they saw when the police came into our room. Mind you, and he had his son for the weekend at the time because they recently got he recently got full custody of him, and it was just me and my older brother. It was just me and my older brother along with him in another room. And next thing I know, they finally got the other room open. Next thing I know, all I know is shots rang.
Mm. Mm.
They
That's
fired 7 times in front of me and my brother, and in front of his son too. I still call him my brother to this day, but the fact that this had to happen in front of me, and it's because of that. It's mainly because of that. Like, not only did I have trauma with police officers, and I still trust issues with them to this day, but it's mainly that it's mainly that situation that had me scared from the get go. Like, I can't look. I'm gonna have to live with this for the whole time. I'm gonna have to live with this for the rest of my life.
Have you thought about getting some? Have you talked to anybody or a
Oh,
counselor?
I did. I
That
did. Like after word got around. Eventually, it came a time when my school found out about it. Me and my brother had to go through like some intense therapy. Like we had a school psychiatrist help us, and that was mainly one thing I needed. So I had like weekly like therapy sessions. But the thing was, I was like, I still live to this day with with trauma. Like it's hard to get over it. The- Like every certain time, like I even like for instance, if I just like see an officer like with a gun, like if I see like a SWAT team or just like any other like police officers just that carry out the heavy artillery, I start to freak out and I start to panic. Like for instance, like there was an incident that happened at Pride of 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently, there was a weapon scare and everybody panicked, and the officer brought up the heavy artillery. I froze up and I started having a panic attack. I was I was literally
mm.
running to like the nearest corner. I was breathing heavily. It didn't take long for one of my friends to find me and try to calm me down.
Are you still continuing to get the help and the are you talking to somebody still?
Oh, not anymore. Like after I got out of high school, like everything started to get better. Like my mental health improved over time. Like after like a few years or so, on throughout the rest of my high school life, like everything else started. I started continuing my life normally. I still got like therapy sessions because I had an IEP at the time. So, but after high school, like I felt like I was strong enough to continue on with my life. So I didn't feel like I needed the. I felt like I didn't really need the, the actual therapy sessions anymore. But I'm actually glad that
Mm.
but more importantly, what really is giving me the ultimate closure now is telling people the same story of what happened, what I had to go through, or because I've never, aside from me or some of my closest friends, like if if some people who don't know my story, like I want to share all that I can for everyone, so people can relate to what I had to go through, like from my situations with the bullies
Yeah.
to the situations happening with my stepfather. Like there's a lot of things in my life that I wish never really happened. But at the end of But at the end of the day, some good things came out of it. Like I got to discover who I really am as a person, and the same side of the family are still supportive of me. They know about me. They know about my platform, and they know how well it's doing. They know I've been traveling. Like there's been a lot of good things that have been happening in my life. So when it comes depression and comes to things that shock you with your mental health and everything else, like good things can happen out of it. You just have to have bide your time, get the right help you need, and just keep moving forward.
And that's good that you can see the upside, even though there is so much hurt and there's so much pain, that you had to go through. It's good that you can see the good that did come of certain things in your life. So it's always good to have that mindset, because we can
Right.
focus so much on the negative, and I think that could steer us, from the good things that are actually coming to us, or the good things that are happening.
And that's exactly why, and that's exactly why some people like me need to exist because I like to see the good in everything and not just the negative. Like they can, like you can see the bad things happening. Like for instance, for some, for some reason, like for instance, like when Obama was president, I focused on the good thing. Like for instance, we had our first black president. That's a that's a land that's like a milestone. That's history in the making. Like I was happy for that. I focus on the good things and never the negatives. Like I only see the negatives in things if once they actually happen. So main point is like seeing is believing. That's what I believe.
But just know that you're not alone. We all don't have the same stories. We all don't go through the same things. But because in life growing up, I always thought it was just me going through hard times. I didn't realize, like, hey, Khadijah, everyone's going through something. It's not just you. Maybe you feel like your situation is a little worse because you got such, and such going on, but everyone is going through something. So it's good
Right.
that, we talk about these stories. We have to talk about them.
And right. That's like another main point of this story. Like I wanted to invite everybody on this panel to like share their stories so that way they can get the closure that they need. So let everyone know their stories as well. Like those who don't know you,
Going
let
back to
them know
what
who
you
you are.
said, going back to what you said about as far as like in middle school, when you were bullied and stuff like that, how your close friends, people who you thought were your close friends, turned on you. I could relate to that a lot, because I have friends in middle school that I considered, to be close with them. Like we used to hang out and stuff like that after school and on the weekends and things. And me being bullied for my weight and stuff like that, they joined in on that, and I just continued to be friends with them because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be the lonely one at the lunch table or at gym. So I continued to be friends with these people. But thinking back on it, I wish I wasn't, because they weren't my real friends. They were literally picking on me like everyone else. No one never spoke up for me, and I happen to still talk to one of the people who actually was friends with me back then, and that actually participated in it. And I kind of had to let them go because they were
And as you
still
should, you gotta let them know how you
saying
felt. Let them
hurtful
have
things.
it.
Yeah. They just continually were being hurtful and saying things that, making jokes out of my insecurities. And I feel like as a friend, you shouldn't do that, because it's something that somebody really struggles with. So that's something that you shouldn't make fun of. And I had to let that go. I had to let all of it go. I tried
Pineapple.
to hold on to it because it was such a long time
Popcorn,
friendship,
different
but
stream, Jacob.
Huh?
I like the safe word is popcorn. I heard somebody said pineapple.
Oops. Well, popcorn. Adding on to Everett, just was it Benny who just said that?
No, it was Khadijah.
it
I
was
don't think Benny's in the
yeah.
stream.
Well, adding on to what she said, the same thing happened to me, including that happened to me throughout sixth grade and ended taught 11, 6 to 11th grade from middle school and high school. which I
Right.
stopped being friends with those people, those group of people that tease me and bully me.
And that's exactly what we're all here for. Like Khadijah, Jacob, I mean, we all had the same situations where people we thought were friends that turned on us.
Yes.
And also adding on to like after like when my school found out what happened to my stepfather, like I was so depressed. Like I wasn't eating right for almost 2 weeks. I wasn't eating. Like I would always skip lunch and go straight to the library because I couldn't. And it got to the point where my childhood friend of nearly 10 years was starting to worry about me. Like she saw like I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't even, my grades even took a plummet. Like it was all that bad.
That's that's traumatic. That's traumatic. You saw somebody that you really cared about be killed in front of your eyes and you were young. That's very traumatic. So, it's understandable that you weren't eating and certain things in your life were um, not,
Oh, Apollo showed up in here. I thought she was asleep. Wow. But yeah, though, those people who we thought were our friends were never our friends. They were more like our biggest fans. They thought they were trying to bring us down. But now looking back at it, what was I trying to say? Looking back at it, I realized that the main person I could depend on was myself and only myself. Like me,
hmm
myself, and
Yep.
I is all I got. Beyonce reference intended, by the way. But anyways,
it
but still though,
wasn't it wasn't later till later on in life when I started building actual like friendships that I could actually like my circle's small, but I'd rather it be that way because I know I could trust those people and I know we can rely on each other. So it wasn't until later on in life where I grew friendships with people that I knew I could trust.
that was the same with me. Like after my ninth grade year, like 10th grade year, my 10th grade year on out, like I started building friendships with people I knew I could trust. Like after the whole incident happened when I was set up, it took it took me then and then to realize like the people who literally asked me like, "Are you okay? We heard what happened." They were my real friends. It took me that long to even realize.
Mm.
But now but now looking back at it, now I've got some great friendships with people I know I can trust. And those
Yeah,
same people, they're still on my Facebook. I'm still the I was thinking that I should unblock them to show them how much I grew up. So if they want to act slick, they can go ahead. I will still drag their asses. Don't think I'm the same person I was before. They cross me. That's a different story. Or if you
I'd
get the
say leave leave people like that in the past, but the best type of revenge is success. So to unblock them so they can see how you're doing in life, it would be funny to see like,
right, because if they suddenly add me and they want to meet up with me, I will gladly do that. But I will still confront them on their past behaviors, just to let them know how I truly felt about them.
hey shiny blink.
Hey, Shiny Blink.
Hey.
Or like right now, I just feel like oh, I feel like just listening to like you guys' stories and just like hearing like how like relatable it is. I honestly just feel like crying right now because it's bringing me back to my high school years. So much stuff happened. Oh my god! And now I just had like a flashback of like my freshman year, like towards the end of my freshman year, like stuff that happened, like really traumatic stuff. To this day, I still can't get over it, and I don't think I ever will.
Right.
So, there was this one girl I used to be friends with. Um, well, we were friends since like sixth grade, and once we got to high school, I never realized I didn't know until she moved to until she moved to Oklahoma. Like about a day or so after like our last day of school, um, I didn't know that she was actually like she never liked me basically. So I went on Facebook on the night that she moved, and I looked at my messages and I saw that I got a really long one from her. And so I read the whole thing, and it was just basically her saying that I was annoying. She never liked me. She was only friends with me like just because. Well, I don't even know like why she just did all this, because she put me through so much, and the fact that she said like she basically hated me and that she wished like she never knew me, and she just said a lot of hurtful things, and then soon after she blocks me, and I tried to talk to one of my other friends about it because my best friend at the time was also best friends with her. I tried to tell her like I told her everything. Like, yeah, she sent me a long message. Like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do, and I feel like really sad right now. And she's like, well, and all she said was, well, she may not be your friend anymore, but she's still mine, and I can't really like take sides or anything. And I honestly didn't really know how to respond to
Wow,
that. Yeah, I'm like,
Wow,
that's
wow.
terrible.
Like my
that
best
is
friend, like
horrible.
we've been best friends since we were 4. We met in preschool, and the fact that we had like 13 plus years, like a 13 plus year friendship, and the fact that she just like told me that, it hurts so much. And to this day, like I guess we're still friends in a way, but we basically like drifted a lot, and I'm scared to talk to her again because in high school I also put her through. I was basically like the really toxic friend. I just didn't realize it until after high school because I blamed her for a lot of stuff, like even like for like the really stupidest things, like I don't know. And then after high school, that's basically when I stopped talking to like almost everyone. Or yeah, it was just really hard for me, and it's also the reason why I nearly tried to end my own life twice because of it. I was so severely depressed to the point where I just lost hope in everything. And what made it worse was my sophomore year, one of my uncles, and this came on the news too. Well, not uncles, but my cousin-in-law. He, along with my godfather and their neighbor, got shot in their garage um, by some guys, and they were wearing masks, so we didn't know who they were. So them three were just hanging out in the garage, and then out of nowhere, like these guys just come up and they start shooting at them, and they run off. And my godfather was the only survivor. My cousin-in-law and their neighbor both passed away. And
Oh no,
what's really sad was my cousin. She was pregnant at the time with their second child, and
no.
she was severe. And they had a 1-year-old daughter at the time. She's 6 or 7 now, and she still sort of
Oh,
remembers him. But the what makes me sad is their son, who's like now I think 4. He never got to meet his father, and they named him after his father. And when we
that's
went to
so
the
sad.
funeral, and we went to the
Oh,
funeral, yeah, I couldn't even look at the casket. I couldn't even look at his body in the
oh,
casket. And my cousin was in tears. He could not hold it together. And that wasn't the only death that happened throughout high school. The second one was during my senior year. And I think that was the worst one out of all of them. Um, one of my aunts, she passed away. Um, I don't exactly remember how she passed, but I just know that, yeah, I know it's really sad. I just know that that was like it was just awful for me because it was my last year of high school. It was supposed to be like a really good year for me, and 2 or 3 months in, that's when the tragedy happens. Tragedy happened, I mean. And again, I was so severely depressed to the point where I lost even more friends, and some of them ended up showing their true colors. Um, my grades dropped. My grades just dropped. I stopped caring about school, and in class I wouldn't even do my work. I would just be watching videos or just go on YouTube. I would not do any of the work at all. And I tried to seek help, but it was so
oh,
difficult for me.
Jess.
was so difficult for me. Like,
And Jess, that's relatable. Like when you brought up the whole funeral thing, like I didn't say this at all. Like when I got to the during my stepfather's funeral, like when me and my mother went up to the casket, my heart my heart sank. I started dropping into tears, but when I saw his face in the casket, I fell to my knees just like that. It literally had to take my
gosh,
mother and my brother, along with my stepfather's brother, to help me off the floor because I lost my mind. Like,
yeah, it was just really bad. On the day on the can't speak on the day of my aunt's funeral, I actually like got the courage to like go up and see her, and the moment I saw her, I felt like I was gonna faint because that was the first time I've ever seen like a lifeless body like right in front of me, and just seeing the way she looked, it made me so sad. And also the fact that she left behind 5 sons. The oldest is like almost in his 30s, and the youngest are twins. They're I think 6 or 7 now,
oh
and they were
wow.
I think they were I think 3 or 4 at the time. No, they were like a little bit older now, but yeah. Um, and the
Man,
husband, yeah, my uncle, he was very devastated. And her third son, who I'm really close to, it's been a while. He's still not fully over it. He even told me at the funeral, when we were at the funeral, like at the burial, we were looking down at her casket, like as they were once they lowered it down. Me and another relative, we stood by him, and he's like, "I want to jump in there. I want to jump in there with my mom. I don't want to be here right now." And
oh
I was just rubbing and patting his back. I'm like, "It's okay. Like, I know it's hard for you, but we can't really do anything about it. It was really bad." And yeah, he was just going through a lot. And
I'm
now to take his like mind off of things, like he works out, he tries not to think about it too much. And then sometimes when I ask him like, "So like, do you still miss your mom?" He's like, "Yes, I really do, but like I try to get my mind off of it because it hurts me so much." She left behind, yeah, 5 sons, and I'm over here helping my dad take care of the twins and his 2 older brothers. One of them already has 2 kids, but with 2 different women, so he's having his own issues right now. And
right.
yeah, and the oldest one, he's just depressed. This really affected him so much. But yeah, it's really bad.
I'm sorry for your losses, Jess.
As
But
am
I'm
I.
glad that 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 you're still here with us, and that I just want to let you know that you're a very strong person because you went through a lot, and TreQuan too. You guys went through a lot, and I'm just happy that you guys are here with us today. And I'm sorry for your losses. It's
Right.
hard.
Yes.
Hmm.
Because if honest, with all honesty, like since I'm just gonna let you guys know this, like since my school was near a railroad track, it was all you see like cargo trains pass by there. That was the way I thought I was gonna end it all fast. But then I had an epiphany, like that minute, like I immediately thought, what would happen with my mom if I was gone? What about my brother or everybody else that I care about? What about my real friends? Like after I realized that, I realized I had to toughen up. So afterwards, I kind of went through this change. Like once I entered my 10th grade year, I never let it anyone else in my circle and anybody who ever tried me either got beat the hell up without any sort of remorse, they got told off, or far much worse, their lives were ruined in a blink of an eye. Because I knew exactly what to do when it came to ruining people's other educations. Like 2 girls got expelled because of me. I exposed them for what they truly were, and they got expelled. The same people that tried to
You
jump
okay?
me. Is everybody all right?
I'm doing okay.
Yes.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much. I know, but we're all here to. to gain the closure that we all deserve. Like I told my story, Jess told her story, Khadijah told her story. We're all here to let everyone know our story so we can all heal. Telling the stories helps us heal.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yes.
okay if I start
It
my
does.
story?
Of
Go
course.
ahead.
Okay, so I'll just say what I'm going through as of the moment. Like, I do have very, very severe depression. I have terrible panic attacks. I had them since I was a child. I have like severe paranoia. Like, I'll just be scared, like someone's after my life out of nowhere sometimes. And it's just a lot that I'm dealing with, that I'm fighting through. But as for my story, I believe my depression started when I was in elementary school because, as I said, I was like one of the few Black people there. And I did make a true friend. She was white, which doesn't matter because, a friend is a friend. But when I got into third grade, she moved away. And then that's when the bullying started happening. And then, like I said before, when I told my parents, they were no help of it. And then when I thought I was making new friends, I wasn't, because they just treated me like a backup. Actually, one of the girls actually told me that to my face, like, I only talk to you when my real friend's not here, which has really made me feel, even to this day, that I'm just nothing but a backup to somebody. Like, nobody really wants me for me. And then I went off to middle school. It was full of Black kids then, which I don't know if it was better or worse, because I felt like the bullying got worse, and it was like a bunch, like I said, a group of girls who would always bully me. And then, the guy was always harassing me. I did once again tell my parents about it, but they're like, "Oh, if it gets serious, then we'll do something about it." Like, what kind of way of action is that? It's like, oh, if he did something to me, then you'll do something about it. But I don't know what that was about. And then in high school, once again, I thought I was making friends, but they only wanted me around because I was a smart kid and I could help them finish their tests and things like that. So I didn't really have any real friends at high school either. And then I graduated high school. I was trying to get into school. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because, of course, I didn't have any money. I did try to do everything I could, but it fell apart. And then my mom's like, "Oh, you can just take your time." Well, my time turned into 4 years of just me sleeping every day, day in and day out, to the point I was like, "Well, why don't I just stay here and don't get up?" Like, it wasn't, I don't know if that counts as a suicidal thought, but I felt like, why don't I just sleep my life away type of thing. And then um it's crazy, like one day out of nowhere, I was just like, you know what, I'm tired of giving up. So that's when I at least tried to, try to get out of my parents' house. I did give up at school at the time, but I still wanted to get out of the house because the house was like a physical dark place. And I felt like a homeless person in the house because nothing was working. I couldn't wash my clothes, I couldn't take a shower, I couldn't even use the bathroom in peace because nothing was literally not working in that house.
Oh
And
my God.
as my childhood, I feel like my mom pitted me against my siblings. She made me feel like they hated me, like they didn't want me around and things like that, which was such a lie. Because my big sister was like more of a mother than my real mother. She would take care of us and like buy us things that we needed for school, like she was our mother. And it really hurts me that she pushed her away because she was catching on to the evil that she was doing. That's why she had to go. But she made me hate her. Well, not hate her, angry at her. Like, why did you leave? Like, I didn't do anything to you. And then after I was going to move out, she helped me move out, and she just told me everything about the witchcraft, about what she did to us and everything. Because, like I said, she would pit us against each other. Like, I have two sisters and I have a brother. I have a younger sister. Well, no, not a younger sister. I have an older sister, then a middle sister, then there's me. I'm the youngest. So she used to pit me and my middle sister against each other. And my middle sister, she's on the bigger side. So she will always use the fact that I was skinny to pick at her at, which I feel so bad about because I used to bully her for that, and I still hate myself for doing that because of her. And she opened up to me that she tried to take her life. And I feel like I kind of had a part of that because I used to bully her because of, my mom putting a bug in my ear pretty much.
What the
And
hell?
she would do things to us like I have this condition with my skin that I literally like my whole skin itches that I dealt with like for 10 years because of her. I'm going to get rid of it one way or another, but that's another thing that I'm really struggling with because everybody can see it. I can't wear anything revealing or I'll look like a freak. And then she went into the hospital. We thought she was just getting sick, but I felt like, and my oldest sister felt like she was doing a type of sacrifice to control us with that she was using her body for. Because
Oh
we was
hell
all
no.
sad. We thought that she was going to
No,
die because everybody was like, all of her organs were failing. I thought we were going to lose her because it was like a super bad infection that took her over. So it's a miracle that she's even alive. But yeah, it's like after she got out of the hospital, she came even more evil and bitter and angry at us and treated us like garbage. And she, my sister would tell us what she done to us. Like my sister, she wants a baby so bad, but she talked about how her her organs were kind of backed up with something. She finally got it out of her, but my mom was trying to stop her from having a child because that's what she always wanted. And then my brother, he has two sons, and she tried to torture them, giving them bad nightmares and things with her witchcraft. So he stopped coming around. And I wonder why that happened because I was still at the house at the time. And then my oldest, my middle sister, she had like these bad warts and things like that. And we didn't know where it was coming from. And my mom, she's a nurse. So we're like, you're a nurse and you never seen anything like this before? That's how I know that she did that. And that's why I'm like,
My
what, it's time
lord.
to go. I
My
finally,
lord.
yeah,
Yes.
I finally found a
Yes.
job, but
Sure. Hang
when
on a
I
sec,
was trying
y'all.
to get out of there, but it was just owned by a shady person. Like he was stealing money from us, and everything was falling apart there. So I'm like, I'm in a house that everything's falling apart. I'm at a job that everything's falling apart. And I was working with Karen as well. Her name was Karen, and she was acting like a Karen as well, torturing me while I was working there. I felt like, you know what? I can't live like this because my middle sister, she got a car and she would pick me up, and I literally just freaked out in her car. Like, I can't do this anymore. I can't take it anymore. Like, screaming at the top of my lungs because it was just too much for me. But I finally left. And then when I left, things were still kind of falling apart. Like, when I finally left, I did get a job, but then I ended up losing it. I didn't have a job for a month. I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I work this hard for? But I did get a job afterwards, thank God. And my older sister, she did help me out while I was there, you know. And that's why I'm just like, wow, I kind of wish she was my mother because that's what she was doing. She was being my mother than my real mother. And, I'm still alone. I still don't have any friends here. I still don't have like a relationship. But what I'm afraid of is when I do get in a relationship and I tell him about what I've been through, I'm afraid that he'll run away. So I'm all by myself here, and it's a lot of pressure. But I'm just telling
Sorry about that,
myself
y'all.
that this year I am going to have a happy life that she tried to deprive me of. I am going to do what I want to do in life, and she's not going to stop it. No matter what's going on in the world right now, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm working on right now.
And
Don't
y'all,
let her to
I
control you.
applaud you, AE. You are super strong. And
Yeah.
also, this is like a personal side note. Can you please drop the mother's location? I just want to talk.
Can I
I do.
wait?
Oh
I
goodness.
don't have a car, but I want to talk to her. She my female.
Popcorn.
And I don't know if you guys heard my knuckles cracking in the background.
I'm
I
just
heard
glad
you.
you got away from her. I'm
I'm
glad
glad you
you
did
got away from
too,
her and you're
because
not there
your
anymore.
because I'm sorry. Well, sorry, not sorry, but your mother is horrible for that.
Yeah,
No,
terrible.
that's how I feel. You're not horrible for that at all. That's how I feel. Like, what type of mother would do that? And I felt like my whole life was a
Right.
lie
That was the
because
first thing.
the
That was
few
the first
times
thing that
she
came to
did
my
act like a
mind.
mother, was that just an act or what?
Have you and
Yeah,
your sisters
Oscar award goes
talked?
to her.
Oh yes, we definitely talked about it. Like the day I left, my big sister told me everything. And I talked about my
Oh,
middle sister.
okay.
Unfortunately, she's still there, but she's gonna leave this year too. I'm gonna keep praying that she does. Like
She
she's a lot
better.
stronger than me. If she wasn't there, I'm sad, scary to say I probably would be dead if she wasn't there.
Hmm.
Hey, Sagi.
I'm glad you're healing things with your sister and that she got out of
Hey.
that situation. So those are good things that's gonna lead to a better life going on. Going,
Yeah, I'm close to my siblings again now. Like now that we all know the truth, we can kind of help each other to heal now. So that's what I'm really happy about.
And that's what we're all happy about too.
Mhm.
Okay, Jacob, it's we heard you say we're sorry about that. You can
Anyway, to add on to what the girl up there said, um,
a
um, as you know, we we're we're friends. You can talk to us.
yeah. I was
We
just about to say if you need
we
my
love you a
Instagram,
lot.
I'll give it to you and we can talk.
Yes, you know,
yeah, definitely.
you
Like
can be
I'll
my
look
big
at my
sister.
social media account that we could talk. My DMs are always open if anybody wants to talk.
Mine too.
Same.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
I just kind of
We're
came
all here
into
for you. You're not
this
alone.
live everyone.
It's all right,
I,
Isagi.
I'm just kind of stepping on here and just saying, I've been hearing y'all talk about mental health and depression and y'all were talking about your own stories.
Yeah, we thought we'd share our own personal stories and how we like overcame our depression as well as our other mental health issues that went on in our lives.
Popcorn.
Go ahead.
So,
Okay,
okay,
so
when
I thought I may want to
Oh, hang
share
on.
my story.
Oh, definitely. Everybody that's joining this panel is more than welcome to share their story. Okay,
so
and hang on. I think Novika had something to say.
so when Nuna did the whole thing about the whole bullying live stream, I want to finish this story because like so okay, y'all remember when I said that I used to be a bully back when I was still living in Dallas. I was following the
Mhm.
wrong people. So when I moved to Irving and started a new school, I didn't want to be that person, but I ended up getting jumped by an older person that wasn't in the same grade as me, because she said that I was talking bad about her sister. Like I said, I didn't know her sister. I got jumped by her, but when I was walking home when I got the bus when I came from school, and that's when the bullying started to happen. Like I was being making fun of because of my voice. People said I had a big old head, and it got to the point when it got on my nerve, and I started fighting back. It was getting the same old same old. It's like, and at the point when in fifth grade, still getting bullied. And I even got rumors saying that I was dating this person, and then I was cheating on my supposedly boyfriend on another dude. And I say sixth grade, I was getting picked on by this one chick because I didn't like her. I know that I had like a lot of people that didn't like me, even teachers. I don't care. And
Almost
one,
every high schooler's mood.
No, it's like middle school.
Middle
I was
school, high
like,
school, you name it. We all had people that didn't like us for no specific reason.
Yep.
Mhm.
maybe because I
Yep.
didn't probably talk to them,
True.
True.
but
That was my main reason.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Shiny Blink.
Oh,
I
shiny
hope everything's
blink.
Oh,
okay.
Shiny Blink, I'm
oh,
so sorry.
sorry. Anyway, I started wearing these at the time when I was still in middle school. I was wearing those uniforms that guy was wearing.
Oh, yeah. The uniform torture.
Ugh. Like okay, every Friday we always wear blue jeans. Like they had this little list. If you had they had this like blue jeans list on Fridays. Like if your name is on the list, then you could wear blue jeans on Friday, which is just totally stupid in my opinion. But whatever. And also, what was I say? Um, my friend that was my supposedly friend that was friends with the one chick that didn't like me told her saying that I was talking shit about her, which I wasn't. Well, I kind of was, but I wasn't gonna admit it because I don't want to start anything because I was not in the mood. So my last class, I think it was PE, and I was just getting dressed for PE because like we had to, and I didn't put my bag in the locker because sometimes I forget the combination to the locker. So my bag was outside the locker. So once we were finished doing whatever we were doing in PE, I came back in the locker room with the rest of the classmates, and I turned out. See, my bag wasn't there anymore. So it's like, where's the hell is my bag? Until one of my classmates, who was I think at the time a seventh grader, or she had picked my backpack at the trash can.
Oh, you told me us that before, I think.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was back in the bullying stream. And I had that same
And
similar situation happen. But when I found out the person that did that with my bag, let's just say they had a problem seeing for about a week.
oh,
Dang.
Ooh.
oh,
Oh,
I
Yeah.
yeah.
wanted to fight her. I really did. I wanted to fight her, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna move on because she want me to react to her. She really did. She wanted me to blow up. Like just I just ignored it. So I said, you know what? She ain't worth my time.
He really wasn't.
So I think seventh grade, I was still getting bullied. I don't even care at the point. Let's say, I mean, it still got on my nerve because again, same old. My forehead, big old forehead, make fun of my voice. They was mocking me like, oh, she talk like this, or my pants. I was sagging because my pants was I was wearing a size 11. I was not sagging.
I hope not.
Whatever, whatever. And it got. I'm like, I was like, so I never met my grandmother on my mom's side of the family because she passed away before I was born. So I only knew my grandfather, and I knew both my grandparents on my dad's side of the family. So I don't know when this happened, but my granny had called saying that my papa was in the hospital, and she had told me that um he had lung cancer.
Oh,
And
oh my
she asked
god.
me if I want to visit him, and I was like, yeah. And she told me like try not to cry because he's works for state. And I was trying not to cry. And
Okay to cry.
It's okay to cry.
It's okay to cry.
We're here for you.
so when I visited him at the hospital, when I saw him, I was like, oh my god. I was like, I just started crying.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Mm,
y'all leave hearts for Novika, y'all.
I'm about to cry, when the Vika. Oh my
Oh
god.
no. And I lost a few relatives to lung
My
cancer, so
poor
I know how
baby.
that feels. And not to
And
mention, I'm pretty sure everybody's gone through this. Like the one family member that you've seen in in the hospital, like that one family member that you really are close with. If you see them in the hospital, what's the first thing that happens? Your heart just sinks.
Mm,
yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
It's
that's
terrible.
true.
it's awful.
It's
So
awful.
I don't know how long I stayed there because I had it was school night, so I don't know how long I was stayed there. I had it was again school night, uh, it was just heartbreaking because seeing him like that.
And that's another thing we're also proud of you too. Like you also like the same thing that happened in the Nuna's bullying stream. You admitted to the fact that you were a bully and you owned up to it and you even said you were
Mhm.
not proud of it. So we're proud of you for that. You owned up to
Yeah.
your class self and
Yes.
you're learning from your mistakes.
And I think it happened 2011 and December 5th. That when my papa passed away.
Lord.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm
And
so
we had
sorry,
the
Namika.
funeral and I, s-
Yeah, I know. Funerals
I
are.
I had cried, but then again, I had cried my eyes until I fell asleep during his funeral. And then when we got to the point we had to visit the casket, I broke down and I was just crying. I didn't even move until somebody had to help me.
Oh, Novika.
Mm,
We're here for you,
okay, is
Novika.
that
We're
all?
all here for you.
We love you, Novika.
We are here for you. You're not alone.
My poor baby.
I
Yeah,
kind
it's
of wish
really
I was in
tough.
Atlanta right
I'm
now.
here with you, bro. Let me be cry.
Oh, do you need to take a minute?
I'm fine. I'm just
I mean, because it's okay. We will understand if you need to just like take a minute.
Yeah.
like I didn't see him get married because I had school, so I didn't get. I didn't want to go there because I probably would cry again.
Yeah, it's all right.
So
It's totally fine.
And if there's certain things that you don't want to talk about or you don't feel comfortable with, that's okay too.
Yeah, that's totally fine. You
Yeah.
can just like you can keep it in. You can also talk with your family if it's bothering you, or you can
Hmm.
just like message us privately on our group chat if you want to tell us. Like you
Yes,
don't
Yeah.
have to say it here on this live stream.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
so those days passed. I was still hurting, but I got over. I had got my confidence back. Like I still had my
You're
granny,
starting
and
trusting.
I still had my granny with me, so I can still see her. I was barely going to her house during this like the holidays, cause after that, cause since Papa, because like he was like a father figure to me, even though my father was barely there for me. Because sometimes I see him sometimes, but he was like a father because like during my summer break, I had got my 6 teeth pulled. This was like before I started this is where I started sixth grade. It was like summer break for me. I had got 6 teeth pulled because I had cavities. And the same day I had went to the mall to get my ears pierced. And it didn't hurt the ears pierced part. and I had been over there because I couldn't eat anything because I had 6 teeth pulled on both sides. So I couldn't eat anything hard. So I had to like get soup to like eat, and I had to take some medicine with it because to numb the pain and stuff.
Yeah, because
So
I know how that feels since my mom and brother had cavities. I was the only one that didn't. But the thing is, like, their mouth was so numb they had to eat like soft foods for like a few days.
so I was on the computer because I'm a night owl. I don't go to sleep till like in the afternoon. So I fell asleep after I think I don't know what time I took my medicine for my you know.
I don't do
And
that.
so I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, my papa had picked me up off the bed because all of a suddenly, because he couldn't wake me up because I was drugged up basically after I took the medicine. So next thing I know, next door was caught on fire. Well, the building next to where my
Oh
grave was living,
no.
the building caught on fire. So that's why he had to pick me up because I couldn't wake up. So he had pick me up and took me outside because the building next to our building got caught on fire because some kid was playing with a freaking lighter. Oh no!
Oh,
Mm-mm.
So
that is horrible.
I was outside, hot outside with no shoes on, bare. I had to go pee, so I had to run across another building because I knew a person because my dad dated that chick. And so I had went to our bathroom to her house because I had to pee while barefooted. And the ground was hot, so I was like, nope, I, I had to go. So I had to call my grandpa on someone else's phone because I told her what happened. Like, hey, yeah, building caught on fire because some kid again played with a fucking lighter. They shouldn't have been doing it, and I knew the kid.
Mm.
I knew that kid.
Jeez.
Oh my.
So I say sophomore year, I moved to Sunnyvale, where I'm living right now, Sunnyvale, Texas, and I went to this new school and everything. I didn't even get bullied. I did got some couple of haters, and some people didn't like me. Of course, again, I don't
Of
care.
course. We all have that.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost did get in a fight. Yeah, almost with a freshman. Well, technically, before she became a freshman, she was a middle school. Her two little sisters. Well, I think one of them is elementary, and the other one was at the time. She and her other sister, her two younger sister, who I think was in one of them was in elementary, and one was starting in middle school. I don't know. I don't care. I almost got
Jacob, what
into it with.
happened? You suddenly blinked out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Like, did the
Oh,
connection fail? Like, you suddenly blinked out.
oh, I said it was gonna be back.
Oh,
Anyway, excuse me.
it's all right. Sorry,
Um,
Novika.
Oh my
excuse
god.
me again. Sorry. So I almost got in a fight with the girl's sister way back in my sophomore year because they were mess with me. So I told the bus driver about it, and then they messed with me again because I was not gonna fight no little kids. I'm like, I forgot what age I was, but I know I was not gonna fight no little kids. I was not. Sorry, not having it. So my junior, I almost got in a fight with their big sister, was now a freshman, because she idiot want to bump into me and then say sorry when she got off the bus. So I flipped her off when she got off the bus, and then she followed me to my house with her group of friends and her sisters. Telling me to fight her. I'm like, I was not gonna fight her because if I do, your friends and your two little sisters gonna jump me. I was not gonna have it. And then if it's when my sister was born, my sister was just born. I was in a good mood. I had good news. My sister was born. My baby sister was born. And you bringing this up, really? So I told my mom about it. She was pissed. Next thing I knew, the girl had some dude knocking on my door. I didn't go down there, but my brother had answered the doors, and she said, "Are you her dad?" He's like, "No, I'm her big brother." Next thing she knows, she backed off after my brother told her that, no, yeah, we ain't gonna have y'all fight up in here, and so she backed off.
I'm glad.
So I told the my mom had told the principal, so I told him what happened. I didn't tell him that I flipped her off, of course. Told a little white lie, but whatever. She still got in trouble. So, cause next thing I know, I saw her crying. So, and almost so my senior year, I almost got a fight with this chick who was the same grade as me. Again, cause I was minding my own business because we didn't have a teacher back. And our teacher was gone at the time, so we had a substitute teacher.
What is that noise from?
And
Yeah, I hear it too.
yeah, um, our substitute teacher didn't have us do any work because she couldn't find the paperwork that the teacher left us. So we're just doing our own thing. So I was minding my own business, listening to music, and she had the audacity to tell me to turn my music down. My headphones wasn't even that loud. So I just ignored her, and then I said some. I had so my sometimes I don't speak English. You know, I do speak English. I like my sentence don't come out as great as I say it. So I said something like I said something like did something with what so she like you mean this. I'm like, okay, and because you sit behind me, I sit at the front of you. So then she said, that's why you in special ed. I'm like, okay,
They said that.
yes. I mean, I do get help
Like,
from
what does special
teachers,
ed have to do with anything?
right? So
Right.
I do get help because
That's so
uh
disrespectful. I'm a special ed person too.
I had special ed, not gonna lie.
Yes, I have learned disability.
Same with me. Like, but once I got to high school, I didn't need special ed. I still maintain my IEP.
Me too.
so I just like whatever. So she again, we had the same class. Like I hate when I had the same class with people that I don't like. Like can you give me with someone else in a different classroom? So I had the same class with her again. It's history. And she was blocking the door along with her friend. I'm like, so I told one of her friends, excuse me. Now when I get a kind of attitude because they said say something behind my back, I'm like, really? Y'all were blocking my way, so y'all better move.
Can I say something? Because the second you say excuse, I'm pretty sure everybody saw that meme where if you say excuse me a certain number of times, that meme with Ludacris comes up, it'll immediately turn to move,
Ooh,
bitch.
bitch.
Yes. If I have to tell you more than 3 times, something's wrong.
Okay, so also had substitute in history. So I went to another class that he was my favorite teacher in sophomore year. So he was also my history teacher in sophomore year. So he was my okay. So I was in there with my friend, and she was in there. She came in there. I was like, oh great. Then she had the audacity like, so my favorite teacher had the he's like, what? Do y'all know your teacher is in here? Then she looked at me and said, oh, I forgot she's in my same class as me. I'm like,
What kind of sense does that make?
No, no,
What type of sense does that make?
it makes no sense.
No type of sense.
No.
Something got to be wrong with that person.
I'm like, how you forget I'm in the same class with
Person
you?
must be obsessed with you or something.
She
Right?
got to must have hit her head somewhere.
I'm like, how
Probably
did
dropped
you
on her
get?
head when she was a baby.
Like, how do you forget I'm in
Hate
the
to
same
throw
class with
shade, but
you?
damn.
I'm like, we had the same class together in fashion and history. So, really? I just looked at her stuff like, you're a ugly. Well, I can't say she was ugly, but she was a real bitch.
So what?
So, uh, so senior year, really good. Man, I graduated. So I was like, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I graduated because I'm never gonna see y'all ever again. If I do, I'm gonna say hi. If y'all don't, y'all Casper the ghost.
Yeah,
Nothing
make
will
like
happen
Casper
to
the Ghost and disappear.
Bye. So I
Or
graduate.
make like T or make like AT and phone home.
So graduated. I didn't start college until 2019, like April. I was supposed to start April Fools on April Fools, but I had to go somewhere, so I had to start the second day of April. And I actually liked the school I went to until I say, was it October or September? I found out that I wasn't getting financial aid to the college I went to. I went to the Art Institute of Dallas, and I was supposed to get financial aid because I was supposed to pay get some school supplies, which the school should be been having these supplies at school. I don't know why. So I
Mm.
had to pay for my school supplies out of my pocket instead of the financial aid money. Now, but I was supposed to be getting.
Maybe some sort of paperwork got lost and they didn't like basically file it with your transcript because that's common.
So okay, the person that was supposed to help me with the sheet left a long time ago. So it was some another person that was working for the financial aid office. So she and I also had like saved an account to see if I was going to get some money from financial aid, so I can like buy the stuff. Cause some of the stuff they want us to get is very expensive, and I got none. So my mom had went to school with me because I had to go to class, and so she had to go talk to the people about it. She so my mom had asked me if did they ever tell you about that you would have to I forgot what she said, but it was something that I forgot what it was, but it was something that I had to pay for something. I'm like, no. So I have to withdraw from the school. But right now I'm taking a little. Well, I've been taking that break, but I want to go back to college. But right now it's COVID.
Yeah, with COVID, it's now virtual classes.
And because I was first I was going to buy supplies because I was going to ask my granny for help to see if I could get something because the last time I got supplies for last semester, um, I didn't get everything, and the thing that I did got, it was wrong. So whatever. So I say December 1st, I it was about to be my I didn't know. Okay, what was it? Oh, it was December 3rd. It was my sister's little sister's birthday. My baby sister. She was gonna turn 4. Well, she's 4 now, but I something told me to look on Facebook because I looked on Snapchat. Saw one of my cousins, saying pray for my granny. Our granny. I'm like, what's wrong with my granny? So something told me to look on Facebook because I was friends with my uncle, and he had posted saying that my granny, which is his mom, had a stroke,
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
and that he
Oh, good
said that.
night, kawaii noodles.
Oh, good night.
My mother.
So, oh god. So he was glad that him and my dad was there to take her to the hospital, and she got surgery. He said that she had a blood clot in her brain too,
Ooh.
where she had a
Oh,
stroke. But they managed to
I'm hungry.
get the blood out of her brain, but so she had a stethoscope right now. She was recovering.
oof.
So no, what? No, no, it's actually the second because the post was posted on the first. That's when I found out that my grandma was in the hospital on the second, in December. Then then the third. I was still sad about it, but I was still saying I was well. It was just a little party because my mom was asking to have a party for my baby sister on a later date, but we like had a little get together with me, my brother, my older brother, and my mom, my baby sister, because for her birthday. She's bad. My baby sister's
Mad.
bad. I love her, but God. And my cousin had called me and said, "Hey, you want to visit?" Well, no, she texted me through Snapchat because she asked me if I want to visit Granny. I'm like, yeah. She said, "Hey, don't cry when you see Granny." Like, I try. If you tell me not to cry, I'm gonna cry regardless. So, I had got ready. I had told my mom about it though, but like my Granny was also like a
Oh,
mom.
Saki, you gotta go. Like, we really wanted to hear your story before you left. I'm just now noticing your message in the chat.
Oh, and what did I say? I had told my mom because like my Granny's like a she's also like a mother to me as well because my granny was always there for me, and my mom when I needed help. Like at the time we didn't have a car back then, so my granny always had pick my mom up to take me to the doctor and stuff like that. And sometimes if my mom couldn't get things for me or my brother, she asked my granny and to get this stuff for us. And
Oh, Sagi, your camera's kind of shaking. Oh,
Oof.
Sagi did say that she had to go, but I really wanted to hear her story. So we
Yeah.
might do a part.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna stop the stream right here now because it's really getting late and I gotta get ready for work too. But I think Wednesday we're gonna do a part 2. So is that all right with everybody?
Yeah.
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 All right. And Jacob, I wanted to hear your story as well. So definitely, part 2 is definitely going to be happening first thing Wednesday. I'll let you guys know the time when we're going to start. So in the meantime, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for listening to my story. Thank you Kadisha for sharing yours, AE for sharing yours, Jess for sharing yours, Novika for sharing yours. Like, thank y'all so much for like sharing your stories. Like, that's the kind of closure that we need to heal. And I pray that you guys are all in my thoughts and prayers for everybody to receive healing. So thank
girl
y'all so
behind
much for coming on this platform and sharing with me.
girl behind food, yes, it still is a scam call. It is.
Yeah, it's like literally after midnight here. So I'm gonna get off here. Part 2 happening Wednesday. I'll let you guys know the time when we're gonna start. Novika, Jacob, Jess, we're all in the same group chat, so y'all know when and where it's gonna happen. Anyways, guys,
Khadijah,
y'all.
are you following me on Instagram?
I don't
Yeah.
think it.
I'm following TreQuan and Jacob too.
All right, we'll make sure. Yeah, definitely send me a DM so we can put you in the group chat as well.
Okay. Just add me on Instagram. I put it in the private chat. And
All
A,
right.
Alright, hold up. Let me see if
A,
I
if
got it.
you want to add me, go ahead.
I'll put it in. I'll find your name right this second before we sign off.
Alright.
I'm gonna post my Instagram also, just in case you ever want to follow me.
I'm pretty sure everybody has my Instagram already. So
Yeah.
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 Oh, my back hurts.
I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and Facebook.
I completely quit Twitter. I'm
Me
staying away
too.
from there.
Yeah, Twitter.
Twitter's a
Everyone
mess.
before it quits too. It's too toxic on there.
It is.
I barely
I
use
mostly just go on
Facebook,
Twitter
but if
for
y'all
like
want to add
updates.
me, look, okay.
Yeah,
But
I'm
Facebook's the one. Facebook's the one I'm thinking about quitting. It's Facebook has gone too toxic for me.
yeah,
It
way
is.
too toxic. It's like a fight every day. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
It does feel
Yep.
like that.
Like
I
I don't
only
really
use
tweet on Twitter. I
Facebook.
mostly just look at it like just look for updates or whatever about my favorite groups and stuff.
I only
Yeah.
on Facebook because I was saying happy birthday to family members or whatever or friends. Not add on Facebook. And
Okay,
that's it.
Khadijah, which one is actually you? Because I'm seeing a whole lot of Khadijahs.
Mine is
I kind of.
Big Mitch with 3 G's.
Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I do have you on here.
Yeah, and NY Baby is in the bio.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
let me see.
I've seen you follow me, but I didn't. I just followed you back. Well, requested.
Big Mitch.
So before we close out for a night, I just want to say everybody on this panel is just like steel and strong, and I just thank you all for existing. That's all I want to say.
Right.
Same.
Aw,
Yeah.
I feel soft. We love you too.
Oh yeah.
No.
Also before we close out, we never did get to touch base on Linkin Park, so we'll definitely discuss that in part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Because everybody who is in the chat or everybody that's in this panel that's a fan of Linkin Park, like we will be discussing it. Like we'll be discussing favorite songs, like if you ever wanted to see them in concert, like your favorite music videos, what song you relate to the most. Like we'll be doing all of that in part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on the live Blink. I didn't talk that much because I was just trying to hear everybody's stories without interrupting.
Yeah, I'm still sure about the bionic pussy.
I think it was Benny that said that.
Oh yes, the iRobot with JJ.
Like the second I heard it's bionic. Like I could sort of tell like you did an eyebrow raise and said that like it's bionic.
Yeah, you can feel the eyebrow.
Oh my god.
Like I literally felt
Oh
that.
damn.
But then
I'm
but what
sorry.
killed but what
I'm
I
sorry.
killed
God.
It's still
A
in my
big
head.
fish
I'm sorry.
is on
but
live,
what
bruh.
killed me was Nuna said, excuse my language, but does she got vibranium? And when she said vibranium, I was on the floor.
Vibranium.
I'm sorry,
Yep, she
Chrissy.
had to bring
I
up the
just had
purple
to.
flower. She had to bring up the purple flower though. Anyways, y'all, I'm getting off here now. Everybody, thank you so much for joining on this panel. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for stopping by. We will definitely continue this on Wednesday because Jacob and Sagi did not share their stories. And if
I'm
anybody
gonna
else
finish
wants
my
to share,
story in part 2. It's not that long. I promise.
I
It's
have the email too.
exactly. So Novika has to finish her story. Jacob didn't tell their story. Usagi didn't tell their story. And if anybody else wants to get into the conversation and share their stories, we will definitely touch base with it, and I will gladly have you on this panel. With that being said, I'm gonna close off here for the night. Everybody else have a good night. Stay safe,
Good
stay
night,
healthy,
guys.
and have everybody see y'all Wednesday.
Please.
Good
Bye.
night.
Night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night and good morning.
Good night. Adios.
Goodbye, everybody else.
Bye.
Goodbye.